So here we are, part 7 of our discussion of biblical eons, where in this video I want to talk about the Eonian Regency, so-called eternal kingdom. Where the first thing that we have to establish is that Jesus said that my regency is not out of the cosmos. Remember here in the then cosmos video, the statement of Paul concerning the eon of this same cosmos began at Genesis 1:3, and it's the same eon that we're in today. So, but now my regency is not from thence, looks all the way back to Genesis 1:3. My regency is not out of the cosmos, the eon of this same cosmos. So here in 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 11, the entrance into the Eonian Regency begins when Christ returns again in Hebrews chapter 1, verse 6. When the Father again leads the aforeborn Jesus Christ the Son into the dwellage, where here we see angels are being made as officiating spirits, where we read in verse 8, but to the Son he says, your throne, O God, is into the eon of the eon, which is the transition of the present heavens and earth into the new heavens and earth. And the staff of the straightness is the staff of his regency, the Eonian Regency. So the context of the adjective Eonian here is actually at the conclusion of the present eon. It's not an eternal kingdom presently in the present heavens and earth. It's an entrance into the Eonian Regency, which begins when Christ returns, and there are orders of coming into it, the entrance into it. All who will come into the wedding feasts at midnight, Matthew 25:10, 1 Thessalonians 4:17, which is the rapture, will come into the heavenly on regency, which we see the superposition here of the on in the word epuranios, showing that this is a unique order of precedence for all who will take seat on the throne of the glory to judge in the third watch time, which is the testifying time. Here again in Hebrews 1:8, one of the occurrences of the word eon here is the Hebrew word ad, translated testifying time, ad, where the Eonian adjective here is olam, which I'll talk more about the Old Testament occurrences of olam and ad in more videos in this series. But what we have to understand is that the testifying time, which is one of the occurrences of eon here, is the last 3.5 years of the present eon. It begins after midnight. It's the last 3.5 years of Daniel's 70th week, in fact. So when we enter the wedding, we will judge over those who are still locked out of the wedding feasts at midnight in the testifying time. So understand, the heavenly on regency is specific to the mystery of Ephesians 1:9 to uphead, verse 10, concerning the terms of eventide to midnight, parabolically, which God foresaw and outchose us in him before the downcast of the cosmos, in relationship to in the heavenlies on here. We're the angels in Matthew 25:31, when the Son of Human comes in his glory with all the angels. This is the heavenly on regency, who takes seat to judge all the nations when the sheep and the goats are segregated, where when they come into the regency at the finishing, where the cursed are cut off, is prepared from the downcast of the cosmos, not before, from. So they allot the regency, but this is not the heavenly on entrance. Where the cursed, then down here in verse 41, will not allot the regency at all. Again, in Daniel 7:18, the holy ones of the uppermost will accept the regency and get as hoard the regency until the eon, okay, until the conclusion of the testifying time and until the eon of the eons is all prepared from the downcast of the cosmos. The get as hoard the regency is the context of Matthew 12:29. How is anyone able to come into the house of the strong one, the Antichrist, and thoroughly rob his implements if he does not bind beforehand the strong one, which is the binding of the darnel in the parable of Matthew 13. Where then Luke 1:33 is the context of the new heavens and earth, and he will reign over the dwelling of Jacob into the eons, future, and finishing of the regency will not be. Psalms 145:13, your regency is a regency in all the eons, and your ruling is within every generation and generation, future.